Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. This is day one of a video every day in October. I am hopefully going to do every day. I may pre-record some of them for when I have more time versus others, but I think just in case I need to do any same day, I'm going to schedule them for 9 p.m. Pacific every day. So hopefully that is okay. I see a lot of YouTube videos go up at 9 p.m., like a lot of crafting YouTube videos, so maybe that's just something I wasn't aware of. I figured morning was better. I don't know why. Anyway, so I am going to start with the Fangtastic Friends from the new release. I don't know if I'm going to use either of these guys, so I have these nearby just in case. But I'm going to start with some of these ones. I have a card base because I have pre-cut and folded a bunch of white card bases. And then for the bats, I think I'm going to use all four. I rarely use four in a blend for Copics. And I'm usually using my tri-blends, which I am going to use for the branches. I'm going to stamp some of those. So I'm going to use the tan shades for that. I think this is auto-focusing properly. So I normally reach for the tri-blends, and so just out of habit, I've always used 3 Copics, but I can't decide which 3 of these to use because I want the N5, but I think it's too much of a hop from N5 to N3, and so I want that N4 in there, but I also want to go pretty light. I was going to use ice gray shades on the tri-blends, but it's awfully dark. And a lot of the cards I've been seeing with these guys, they're not that dark, and I don't want them to disappear. So I'm going to start with those. I'll probably reach for a green for the leaves, so probably stamp some stars. Let's see where it goes. So we're going to start with stamping. I am going to use my mini Hero Arts Misty. And I've pre-cut some panels because I didn't have any ready just to stamp on, so I'll set the other ones aside for another time. So I just cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 because one piece of paper cuts into 4 of those and it's easier. And I'm going to be using my Pressure Pal from Twiddler's Nook. I will link this down below because this gives you that even image without squishing if you're just using your fingers to press on there. Hopefully the glare isn't too bad. My lighting situation could probably be a little bit better. We should do the hanging upside down one. And I think I want to do 2 branches. So if anything, some of these will just be extra guys for another card, but I think I want two flying in the air, and then maybe this hanging guy, but we'll throw this guy in as well. And then I think I'll just stamp those onto the background, and then I'm going to, oh, what happened to you? Get back over there. Okay. I want to do this on a banner, so I think I will do this one second, but that's going to be our sentiment, the Happy Halloween. So let's get these guys stamped out first. Everything is sticking to me. I did my Halloween nails, so everybody is sticking to my nails there. Okay, so we're going to pick those up. And then make sure that's in the corner again. And then I'm going to grab my Memento Tuxedo Black. After starting with this 10 or 11 years ago, I have come back to it. Just for Copic coloring, it is the quickest drying. It bleeds the least. And yeah. I went through many others. I went through Lawn Fawn's ink. I had My Favorite Things hybrid ink. For a while, I wanted an ink that could take Copics and watercolor, but I was finding that the Copics were bleeding the ink quite a bit. I should have cleaned these stamps first. They generally do better if you wipe them down first, but that's okay. So when I found that I wasn't, and they're actually doing pretty good on a first pass only. I think I'll just do a light coating to pick up the rest. Hopefully it's not too much. There we go. And I also need to cut the die cuts apart, so I'll pause while I do that and then die cut those guys out and also clean these. But I was finding that those other inks were, and I wasn't watercoloring on it as much, so Copics then became my priority again, and I kind of almost like forgot about this ink, and it was very good, so I went back to it. So I'm going to clean these guys off. I have to cut apart the dies so I can die cut these guys out, so I will be back when I have done all of that. So I haven't die cut the bats out yet, but I didn't want my pause to go away on my recording. So I just cut out from purple. I'm going to put on the card base the largest size of the Wonky Stitched Stacks die from MFT. And that covers like most of, but it'll leave about 1/8 of an inch around the edges. So that will be our card base for that. And then I'm going to cut these guys apart and then die cut the bats. Okay, so I have my little guys cut out here. I realize now that they're probably easier to color pre-die cutting, but that's okay. We will do that in a second. And then it was a little hard for me to get a Happy Halloween without that P kind of filling in. I think I was giving it too much ink, but this was the best one that I could get. So I'm going to trim that down for the banner and then use our square punch trick, and then I will zoom in for the coloring. I think I will do orange, maybe an orange blend for that one. I'll find a couple there. But for the banner, you just hold it on the back side of your square punch. Make sure the point is in the middle to make a little home base. And then about the same distance for the other side. That looks about right. I wonder how. Oh, that is far too wide for the card. Maybe we should go the other way. We might have to. I think we can do that though. Oh, this is the hanging upside down guy. I thought maybe after all that I didn't even do that right, but there he is. So he can hang there, and then we'll have a branch coming in there. This guy can be up in the middle somewhere, and then maybe he'll be flying. I'm not sure. Something like that. So maybe I'll try and stamp some stars around that, but we will work on that in a minute. So let's stick this down first to our card base. So we have our purple night sky. I might try to do some cards this month with ink blended backgrounds. I just usually don't have the patience for that, so it's difficult for me. Plus they kind of just always stay wet, which bothers me. They never really dry, and it's just kind of weird to touch them after that when they never seem to dry. So there is our base, and then we will color these guys in. So I'm going to zoom in pretty far so you can see. We will do these guys first. So I'm going to try to do the 4 color blend, N5, N4, N3, and N2. Hopefully that's kind of close to center. And I know I cut these out already, so it's kind of hard to see, but the base of their ears, around his face, under his neck, chin, and along the top of his wings and underneath. And then in 4, a little bit more. I am not a professional Copic blender, and I also don't have that kind of patience, so I will never be one. We'll finish the ears off with 3. Give a little bit more to this blend. And then the lightest and 2, and then we'll do the ears, the inside of the ears pink. I could have even gone as light as N1, but I think this is a pretty good color, and I might go back over with N5 to deepen it up a bit more. So you have several options when you blend. If you already use Copics, you probably already know that. You can fill the whole bat in this specific scenario. Fill the whole bat with N2 and then go over, you know, go in with your darkest blends, and then go dark to light again. But you can always take your darker colors and go back, and then from here I could just take N2 and reblend out that dark, the darker shade that I added. So you can just go straight back to the lightest, drag that out a little bit, and then maybe make his little feet the lightest color. So super simple blending. For him, I will do the same for these guys. I also poked myself with a sharp die. I didn't cut off all the little things. I really wish dies came already cut apart. For Lawn Fawn, I hope they do that in the future. I feel like that is just kind of, you know, the next level to take when it comes to product whatever enhancements. It would be very nice so I can stop hurting myself. I should have been wearing my gloves. I have these like snow gloves I put on for when I cut dies, but I'm also in the middle of a video and didn't have time for that, so I tried to be as careful as I could. It wasn't even while I was cutting them, it was just they were sitting there and I ran my finger into them. Just do a little bit of 3 because I want enough room for the N2 to blend out for the lightest in his little feetsies. Let's see. Since I'm actually filming this on October 1st, ooh, it's actually World Card Making Day. I kind of forgot about that. It's a kind of a coincidence that I do the video every day in October. So hopefully, I think last year I wasn't actually crafting on October 1st. I had actually done some in September. I didn't have time to do that this year. I ran out of time. But on October 1st, World Card Making Day every year, I always seem to manage to be busy, to be doing something where I can't craft for whatever reason. Today was a little bit better. I went to a Mariners game through work, and I got to take my husband. But yesterday they got to the playoffs, and that was fun to watch on TV for the first time for the first time in 2 decades. So that's good. And today they won as well, which was really fun to be there for. So I think I'm going to use RV000. We'll see how pink that is. That's a pretty cute pink. I think I'll stick with that. And we'll keep their little teethers white. But that's a pretty good pink for the inside of the ears. And they have very big ears. They look like little bat bunnies. I think what I should do is find that vine from that little girl where she's decorating for Halloween in her room and she says, "It's frickin' bats." And make a reel with this card or something. That would be cute if I can find that sound. I am very excited that it is finally fall and October. It is not going to last long enough for me. I definitely feel a lot better in the fall. I do not like the summer. I despise it. And it is way too hot. Although this next week, I think we're still having some temperatures in the 80s, which is ridiculous, but that's our melting planet for you. Hopefully it'll get colder, and then we won't have to deal with that until next summer. Alright, so blend some of that out. Try to keep his teeth white. I think I might have colored his teeth light gray. And then redarken with N5 again. Oh, I didn't blend out his neck. Oops. I'll just get the shadow areas there. Actually blend out his neck. Okay. Alright, so we've got our little bats with their little pink ears. Now I'm going to do the branches. I'm just going to use the Tan Shades Tri-Blend. So I'll go from both ends for the blending portion. The ends of the branches there. I think for the first time in forever, I kind of cut that off kilter. It's because I put both of them. I have the mini, the Sizzix mini die cutter, and I put both of them in there at the same time. And I was using one full stick Post-it note to keep them down, and that one probably got a little off center there. I was trying not to pause for too long since I'm filming on my phone, and I know that I've taken quite some time in the past and it didn't you know, stop on me because I don't edit my videos, I just upload them from my phone. But I didn't want to risk it. That's why I popped in before this as well. This blend just needs a little extra love there. Go back to the mid blend. I was watching a video because there are more, and I think they're an extension of, there are more tri-blends, but they're a brush tip. I will never understand this company and the release of these markers. It just seems so chaotic to me, like it doesn't make any sense. But I got the 2 sets of 24, so I have 48 tri-blends, and then they came out with a brush tip set that was like an extension of these colors. So from True Blue shades to True Blue blend, like there's the light 3, the darker 3, and then there's like an even darker 3 in the brush set for the blues. There are there's lots going on there. I'm gonna use my favorite green, the Alpine Green blend for these leaves. We'll try and get a little baby 3 blend going there. I don't know that I need to ever get, I have more Copics and alcohol markers than I know what to do with. I don't really have any desire to get the brush tri-blends, but also I think one of them that I saw wasn't a very good blend. Not that these are all perfect, but they're definitely much better than Spectrum Noir markers before, how they were before. Some of them are a little too dark. Like, I don't need anything darker than the True Blue shades. It's a bit dark already. I usually don't color anything that dark. So I think I will be okay without those. We've got our branches, and then I wanted to do an orange type of gradient. I really like YR15, but it also is called pumpkin yellow, so we probably should use that. Let's go from YR04 chrome orange. Hopefully you can see that okay. Let's go from that to pumpkin yellow. So let's go bottom up. Actually, you know what I can do? I just realized. After I stick this down, I think I'm gonna use a white pen, a white gel pen, for the middle of the P because it's bothering me. I'm sure if I tried a little bit harder or, you know, had cleaned the stamp first, it might have been okay, but I didn't want to keep stamping it. I was already pausing for quite enough time. One of my other favorite things too is to get like a 2 or 3 color blend of Copics, and I might do this, I'll probably do this on one of these videos this month. Get like a 3 orange blend and just kind of stack them on top of each other in like a big block, or make a big row of it essentially, and then cut out die cut letters out of that, so you get a gradient on your die cut letter. So you're essentially creating like a gradient paper before you die cut letters out of it. And I think I've done that before a long time ago in a Halloween card video many moons ago, probably like 2015 I think, and cut them out, and it looked really cool. And then I offset it on black cardstock cutouts of that same letter, and it looked really cool, like it had a shadow. So I'm gonna stick this down before I use a white gel pen, but I think I will do that to get that, my little P, get his little hole back, his P hole. That was unnecessary, I apologize. Okay, let's put these back, put our end markers back, and get them out of our face. This is probably very loud, so sorry, because my microphone is right above these markers. Sorry about that. Oh, I'll put that on there. Okay. I'm just gonna move those out of the way for now. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit while we put this together. I also need the stars, but these guys also actually have a really good set of stars. And I think I might pause for a second so I can dig through my ink drawer. I think I have so many of these tiny Lawn Fawn blocks. They come in so handy, it's not even funny. I have like 8 of them. I highly recommend getting a bunch of the tiny blocks. They're very helpful when you need to set up several. I also bought them on Etsy. Someone sold them, I think like a bundle of them for a lot cheaper. So you can find these on Etsy probably. They're Etsy craft stores that sell those things too. I'm going to pause while I look through my ink drawer to see if I still have a white ink, like a white pigment ink, because that is what I want the stars to do. I'd rather not have black stars. And I could do embossing. I might do that if I don't find the ink. I will be right back. Okay, so we are going to emboss because I think I got rid of all my pigment, my white pigment ink pads. So that's fine. I'm going to zoom in He's my embossing buddy that I've had forever. This is just the bag version of the powder tool that people have kind of migrated to. I always wipe it off and it does just fine. So you don't have to leave all that powder on there. It's also just a me issue, I think. I think I want to position these first before I stamp all the stars, because I don't want them to look out of place or like they're too much, you know, under something. So I think I will do that. And then I don't know. Maybe he should be up here. That should be a little bit higher. He should be about here. And then we have our upside down guy. I think there's just too many bats. I'm not quite sure where to put them. But that's okay. So we'll put him up there probably. Maybe bring this guy down. I don't know. It doesn't look right. We'll center him a little bit, put him there, and then maybe put him here. I feel like we're just missing something in the middle. Maybe I'll look at the stamp set and see. Hang on one sec. Okay, I think I just found a better position for them. I probably should add like other things around, but I think it'll be okay. So this is probably a lot of stars, but I'll try and offset it with the single ones in the 3. So let's do this bundle here. And then maybe here. And then for the 3, put those up here by that little guy. And then maybe here, just turn it to make it look different. That works. Maybe another little bundle in there. And then I'll use the single one all over the place. Kind of hide it other places. Hopefully all of these stars will help me remember where I put these. I'm filming with my phone, otherwise it's always a good idea if you're placing things and you need to put things back to take a picture on your phone of the arrangement so that you don't forget. There should be plenty of stars. I'll put one here and there. Okay, so that should be pretty good. You don't really have to worry about this Versamark ink like drying at all. I'm just gonna let those fall off. I once had stamped it on, I used a piece of printer paper to catch it, to catch the powder and put it back. And I once had stamped off on it and it was collecting powder. It was like part of a Christmas tree and it was collecting powder for months. Like this stuff stays sticky forever. So I'm just gonna do it this way and let that fall that way. Tap it off. You can always use a paintbrush or your fingertip to get the errant pieces off, but that should be good. I will put this back. Your embossing powders can last forever because you use so little of it, unless you use it all the time. I guess you could run out. This is going to be very loud, so I'm going to some people like to watch it melt, but if you want to skip ahead like 30 seconds, it'll probably be done. I'm going to warm this up, but I can't like mute what I'm doing. But I also want to watch you or let you see it melt. So You can skip ahead if you don't want to hear the sound. It helps to heat the gun up beforehand so that you can just start melting. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. It also kind of warped my card a little bit. That happens. You can also heat up the other side and it will curve the other way to kind of straighten it out as well. So my little wonky card. Let's grab our glue. Hopefully the glue is behaving today. It's got kind of a film on it. And we will situate our guys. Okay, so hopefully you can see okay. I was stamping on the other side of the paper as well. I have a video that I did after I got some advice from someone, I think on Instagram. I did a video because I thought it would be helpful to unclog the fine glue tips like this, glues like this, unclog them for good. It is a little work up front, but if you're willing to do that and clean the glue out and then store it properly when you're done by like burping it or squeezing out enough glue until there's just air flowing when you put it away upright, then the next time you use it, you'll be able to use it. So that is what I covered in that video. This guy goes down here, and this one, oh yeah, that's up there. And then he hangs from that. So let's do this one first. You don't really need that much. And then he can hang right there. And then we'll put our other flying guy. Over here. The star mapping really helps place those. And then he can go right there, and then we'll stick this one out. Oop. Okay, so that goes there. And this glue dries clear, so I usually don't worry about any that comes out from underneath because it's going to dry clear anyway. I am going to fill in the P. I should make them both look the same. And the A. So that looks a little better. And you can always add some glitter glue. I also just opened this Sparkle Glaze. It was in the Hive 5 kit, that B kit that they had. I'm sure bats are somewhat sparkly. I don't really know where to put it. Maybe I'll put it in their ears. It's kind of cute. I've never used this stuff before. So I'm just going to use the tip to spread it around. and give our bats little sparkly ears. This is pretty good. It's just like stickles basically, and you can use the tip to move it around. I also use the glossy accents a lot. You can also use this glue, the art glitter glue, since this dries clear. Art glitter is just the brand. There's no glitter in this glue. It'll just dry clear. So if you want to make something look shiny, if it's glass or whatever, like eyeballs you want to highlight to look shiny, you can use that as well. Just a little bit more. Got it on the edge of his ear. Okay, there we go. So that stuff's kind of cool. Put that with my other one. So that will be our first day card of a video every day in October. These guys were too cute to not use. I also have Wink of Stella. I'm not sure where my pen is at the moment, but you could always go over the letters with some sparkly Wink of Stella as well. But those are our little bat guys. This video is very long. In the future, when I have more time, I'm going to try and do like a sped up and then a voiceover so that these aren't so long if you're going to be watching every day. So those are our bats, and that's it. And thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Bye.